The developers over at Creative VR 3D have taken a lot of shit from me over the years for their first game, Darkness Rollercoaster. It wasn't great, or even good, and the endless revisions and re-releases on the PlayStation Store kept it on our radar, even when it should have been long forgotten. But their latest effort, a new VR horror game called Bad Dreams, has had a much more positive reception on Steam Early Access. So what's the deal? Could Bad Dreams, out now on PSVR 1 and coming to PSVR 2 in October, be enough to redeem the studio? Bad Dreams tells the story of a guy just absolutely losing his mind, and yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. There are documents to find that reveal a little bit more about what's going on around you, and while most of the game takes itself fairly seriously, some of it's downright goofy. The same goes for the voiceovers that I'm pretty sure are people who don't speak English attempting to say things in English. Now, there's a difference between coming across as indie or low budget and coming across amateurish, and these voiceovers do cross that line and would have been better just not existing at all.
I almost shits in my pants.
But honestly, none of this bothers me. I love horror games, and low-budget horror games are almost more appealing, mostly because it's easy to underestimate what small dev teams are capable of. So when you're not expecting much, every big moment in these games are more impactful. And as it turns out, Bad Dreams is more than capable of delivering the scares. Rooms change when you're not looking, lights flicker, demons appear behind you in mirrors, and you're constantly being put into creepy situations. There really isn't a slow moment during the game's 3-hour runtime. There's minor puzzle solving, some climbing, and no chapter lasts long enough to outlive its welcome. And at the end of the game, it's revealed that there's more Bad Dreams coming, and Episode 2 should be out before the end of the year. So far so good, right? Well, it needs to be said that there's a lot wrong with Bad Dreams too. Starting with the controls. None of the buttons for walking or turning are where you'd expect them to be. There's no strafe buttons, making it hard to creep around corners the way you'd want to in a horror game. And the backpack inventory can be tough to deal with until you get used to it. And I hate that your lighter sits in an inventory slot just below your chin, meaning that it's almost always in your vision, and every time you try to look down at something, it's in the way. And there's this whole mechanic where you hold your hands to your head to slow down time and reveal secrets, but it's poorly explained and completely underutilized. Even stranger, the opening tutorial teaches you how to use a bow and arrow, and then you literally never get a bow and arrow throughout the rest of the game. There are minor bugs everywhere, and if you manage to make it through Bad Dreams without the game completely crashing, well, you've done better than I have. To their credit though, the developers have been patching Bad Dreams non-stop since launch, and I strangely have faith that by the time the PSVR 2 version gets here, a lot of these issues will have been resolved. It's not a bad looking game either, with some nice textures, lighting, and a ton of variety in the environments, and the Pro version looks even better than the OG does. I love the way the title screen sits in the ceiling of your bedroom, and how chapter titles hang in the air or are painted on walls of the game. The sound is all over the place though, often featuring quality music and ambient sound effects. But since enemies don't seem to utilize spatial audio for their moans and groans, you're never exactly sure where they're coming from. Oh, and speaking of zombies, the combat here is uninteresting to put it mildly. There are tons of weapons to take with you. Bats, paddles, knives, sledgehammers, but none of them have any weight to them, and combat quickly devolves into just repeatedly hitting them in the head over and over until they die. As I've said in multiple other game reviews, I'm glad the combat exists just to mix things up, but it certainly could have been a lot better. I've got to say it was fun hooking up my PSVR 1 again and having something new to play, but at the moment, Bad Dreams just feels unfinished. The creativity shown here is promising though, and I actually had a lot of fun working my way through it, despite the issues. So my advice is, unless you're desperate for a new PSVR 1 game to play, either wait for a few more patches or simply wait until the PSVR 2 version releases in October for a more polished, better looking, better controlling version of the game.